Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the US stock market is dumping hard, which is not good news for the crypto market, while Bitcoin is still playing out this massive warning signal and also playing out this massive bearish signal on the larger time frames, while the price of Ethereum is now about to run into the most important area of support, at least on this chart right here, while Solana is continuing to break towards the downside, while the price of XRP just broke below an important area of support, while the price of Chainlink is getting very close to breaking below this important area of support. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just before taking a look at the Bitcoin charts today, taking a look at the US stock market, because this right here is the Nasdaq 100 index on the 4-hour time frame, and we can clearly see that at least as of right now, the US stock market is absolutely dumping. Now, obviously, crypto is having larger dumps in terms of percentage, but with that being said, of course, the US stock market is indeed bearish as of right now, which is, of course, influencing the crypto market in the bearish direction, as I've explained in more detail in recent videos here on the channel. And now we can clearly see that over the last 1 week approximately, the US stock market has already been dumping, but especially today, we've just now started to see another dump towards the downside, continuing this larger pullback here, potentially due to the fact that Trump actually just announced new tariffs being put on China. That's right, an additional 10% tariff being placed on China. And so essentially with these trade wars, these tariff wars, this is bearish for the markets, as we can clearly see right now. The stock market's dumping, crypto is dumping, and so that is the situation right now for the stock market. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin ETF flows, just on Wednesday, we actually saw a massive net outflow, almost as large as what we saw on Tuesday, and even larger than what we saw on Monday. Because in case you're new to this channel, on Monday we saw a net outflow of just over $500 million US. On Tuesday we saw a net outflow of over $1.1 billion US, and then just on Wednesday we saw a net outflow of $750 million, around $754 million US, leaving the spot Bitcoin ETFs just on Wednesday. And in fact, as I said in my last video, Tuesday was the worst day in history for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. That was the largest net outflow that we've ever seen from the spot Bitcoin ETFs. But Wednesday was the largest outflow that we saw from specifically the BLACKROCK Bitcoin ETF. That was the worst day in history for the BLACKROCK Bitcoin ETF just on Wednesday. And so in other words, BLACKROCK dumped a record amount of Bitcoin on Wednesday due to the fact that we had this massive outflow. So in case you're new to all of this, when money is leaving the Bitcoin ETFs, the ETF providers like BlackRock and Fidelity, etc., are having to dump Bitcoin in order to pay out the outflows in US dollars. And so once again, just on Wednesday, we saw a record-breaking dump from BlackRock. BlackRock selling the most amount of Bitcoin that they've ever sold in a single trading day. But with that being said, taking a look at the Bitcoin charts today, and this is on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and as of right now, the super trend indicator is getting extremely close to flipping back into the red for the first time in many months. And usually when this indicator is in the red, we tend to see larger bearish trends, just like how when this indicator is in the green, we tend to see larger bullish trends that last over a number of months. And so if we simply just see a candle close on this 4-day time frame below around 82,000 approximately, then that will flip this indicator into the red, obviously a massive bearish signal. But we've already had bearish signals on these larger time frames for quite some time now. As I've been talking about over the last 1 to 2 months, we have this massive bearish crossover in the weekly Bitcoin MACD, and the last couple of times this has happened, we either saw a dump, just a pullback in the price, or actually more of a bearish trend in the price of Bitcoin, either over the next few weeks or over the next few months. And as I said in my last 1 to 2 videos here on the channel, we're actually gathering more momentum here. We're building momentum in the bearish direction, which is obviously not really good news for the price of Bitcoin here. It is quite likely will remain bearish, or at best neutral, but most likely bearish for at least a few more weeks, most likely a few more months. And of course, we also have this massive bearish divergence still currently playing out, as I've been saying every day over the last 2 months now on the channel. I've been talking about this massive bearish divergence, saying that we should not really be expecting any significant bullish momentum, and instead we're most likely going to see either a pullback or at best just some choppy sideways price action, because those are the most common outcomes from a bearish divergence, because a bearish divergence basically means we're losing bullish momentum, just slowing down after that major bull run here, especially that last leg towards the upside. And as for price targets to pay attention to for the price of Bitcoin towards the downside here, as I've mentioned recently here on the channel, we have a major area of support based on previous resistance flipping into new support, sitting in between around $70,000 to $74,000. So of course, if this pullback continues, it is very likely we'll find significant support in that area in the lower 70K range. And of course, it's not 100% guaranteed that we're actually going to hit those prices. But personally, in my situation, not financial advice, but personally, if we actually reach those prices, let's just say if the price of Bitcoin gets back towards, let's just say 72 or 73,000, personally, I will be looking to accumulate a decent amount of Bitcoin around there. If we actually get there, I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just saying that will be a major point to pay attention to. And in case you're wondering where I'm trading a lot of my crypto right now, personally, I'm starting to take more of my trades over on 2bit. So make sure to leave a link to 2bit below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim some massive rewards that are only available using that link. Like for example, a brand new Mercedes-Benz or $50,000 US simply just by trading crypto using that link. And if you're not one of these larger traders getting these larger rewards right here, you can also get some decent bonuses, like for example a $30 sign up bonus just by using that link to make your account, or you can get a 20% deposit rebate up to a max of 200 USDT. So for example, if you deposit just $1,000, you get a $200 bonus straight into your new account if you use that link. And on top of all of that, if you use the link below this video to make your 2bit account, you are automatically upgraded to VIP level 1 trading fees, which basically means you get a massive fee discount. You get lowered trading fees using that link. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link below this video. And also, in case you're wondering, 2bit is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from basically any country in the world without needing any KYC. But as always, check your local regulations when it comes to trading crypto. And for whatever reason, if you don't want 2bit as an exchange, there is also BitUnex, which is another exchange that I also trade on. So I'll also make sure to leave a link to BitUnex below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And using that link, by the way, you can claim some massive bonuses. And yes, BitUnex is a no KYC exchange as well. And with that being said, taking a look at this Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame, and as of right now, we are extremely oversold in the daily Bitcoin RSI. And like I've said over the last couple of days, this is the first oversold signal confirming on the daily time frame in over 200 days since around August last year. And of course, last time we saw an oversold signal confirm on this Bitcoin price chart on this time frame, we did end up seeing a bit of a short-term bounce over the next few days. Now, of course, this does not guarantee that we're at the bottom in the price right now, but what it does tell us is that at least in the shorter term, as in talking about a number of days, but over the next 1 week or so, we're basically running out of room towards the downside. And so it's very likely that within the next few days, but most likely within the next week approximately, it's very likely we'll finally see a bit of a relief from all of this bearish price action. Not necessarily a bullish trend reversal, but just a bit of a break, either some sideways price action or maybe a slight bounce. Basically just a pause from all of the bearish price action here. But then as the price plays out a bit of a break from the bearish price action, that can help to reset the RSI back towards the upside over the next few days or weeks, which can ultimately give us more room towards the downside later on to potentially continue a move down towards that lower 70K area. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we still have a major amount of liquidity building in that lower 70K area, in between around 71,000 to 74,000 approximately. So that's definitely a major price target to pay attention to, because in case you're new to all of this, usually, not always, but usually the price of Bitcoin tends to move towards where there's a lot of liquidity. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at the price of Ethereum on the weekly time frame, Ethereum is simply just bearish right now, obviously continuing the break towards the downside below this very important multi-year line of support. So the moment we lost that support, basically the price just completely gave way. We just absolutely dumped towards the downside, following a lot of the crypto market right now. And so it's very much clear that on the weekly time frame, the larger price structure has had a significant change. We are actually heading back into the bearish direction now after a multi-year bull market. So this is obviously not good news for the longer term for Ethereum. And if we're taking a look at this 3-day time frame, we have this all important golden pocket area of support, at least here in the short term, sitting in between around 2150 to 2.2k. So as of right now, the price is getting extremely close to that important horizontal area of support. But if we break below around 2150 and especially below 2.1k with candle closes below that level, then in that case would likely see a drop down towards around 1870 approximately, basically just underneath 1.9k as support right here based on this Fibonacci level. And below around 1.8 to 1.9k, we have around 1,500 as the next significant support. And if we can somehow see a decent bounce here in the short term from perhaps this golden pocket here, in that case, I would expect a lot of resistance at close towards around 2.5k, and of course, significant resistance at 2.8k. But overall, we're simply just bearish right now. And of course, if Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market is dumping and the stock market is dumping, Ethereum would likely play out similar price action to all of that. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the weekly time frame, as I've already been saying for a while now on the channel, we're continuing the bearish break towards the downside from this massive bearish rising wedge pattern, with a technical price target sitting at approximately $90 per Solana. So from where we are as of recording this video to that price target, that's still just over a 30% move towards the downside. And obviously, if you already jumped into perhaps a short position taking this trading opportunity right here, let's just say if you entered just below this line of support at, let's just say, $160, from 160 to where we are right now, that was around a 13% move towards the downside. So just if you took that little trade right there, 13% move with, let's just say, a 10x leverage short position, that would be a 130% profit, more than doubling your money while everyone else is losing money. And so that's just an example of a very simple trading strategy based on a bearish break towards the downside, activating a bearish price target where you can actually make money along the way towards the downside using things like short positions. And once again, if you want to take any trades just like that, check out the links below this video to get the best deals that you can get over on those exchanges, like massive discounts on trading fees and huge bonuses on those exchanges. And if you want to actually know how to trade any of those moves, stick around to the end of this video to find out more. But with that being said, we're getting very close to important support based on these previous lows, sitting in between around $120 to $130 approximately. So I would expect a decent support in this area, which means perhaps the price may be seeing a slight little bounce or basically stopping, at least in the short term, around this area. And so if you're not already in a short position, I would not necessarily open a new massive short position right now based on the fact that we're running into this major support. But perhaps if we actually confirm a break below this area, so for example, if we start to break below around 120, especially with candle closes below 120, in that case, that would potentially be another signal to either accumulate a new short position or add to a short position towards this bearish price target right here at $90. And if we're taking a look at the daily time frame, clearly the shorter term trend and momentum, as I've been saying for a long time now on the channel, is simply bearish for the price of Solana. And we are running into a bit of short term support in between around 133 to 138. And we also have more support at around 123 to 125. And if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the daily time frame, just over the last one day, we've now officially confirmed a daily candle close below this important area of support where we've previously seen multiple bounces from, and that was sitting in between around $2.25 to $2.30. So now that we've officially confirmed the break below that area, the next important area of support is sitting in between $1.95 to $2.05. So roughly around $2 as the next major point of support. And if we were to actually break below that area, below around $1.95 and especially below $1.90, that would be very bad news for the price of XRP. Would likely see much lower prices if that final significant area of support actually breaks. But for now, we still have that $2 support level to pay attention to. And in terms of the price structure or the trend or momentum, clearly we are simply bearish right now for the price of XRP. We're breaking below support levels, rejecting from resistance levels, forming lower highs, forming lower lows, playing out this bearish divergence. That is all bearish price structure pointing towards the downside. And as I always say, usually the price of XRP, along with a lot of the major altcoins out there, will follow similar price action to what Bitcoin is doing, and especially the stock market. So if Bitcoin and stocks are dumping or crashing, or if they're pumping or booming, basically expect similar price action for a lot of the altcoins as to what basically Bitcoin and stocks are currently doing. So with Bitcoin and stocks dumping, essentially a lot of the altcoin market is following along the way towards the downside. And with that being said, if we're taking a look at the price of Chainlink on the daily time frame, as of recording this video, we're just potentially starting to basically break below this important golden pocket area of support sitting in between 1490 to 1550. And now technically we still need to confirm a daily candle close below 1490, but if this confirms, which could happen very soon potentially, then in that case the next important point of support towards the downside is the 78.6% Fibonacci level of support sitting at around $12.80. And so essentially right now, as of recording this video, the price of Chainlink is sitting on the very edge of a further move towards the downside of around 13% from where we are right now as of recording this video to that $12.80 support level. And if $12.80 does not end up holding as support and instead we break below that level as well, in that case I'll be targeting $10. That is right, $10 per Chainlink if 1280 does not hold as support, and of course if we first actually confirm the break below 1490 with this daily candle close. But either way, of course, the larger price structure or trend or momentum is still clearly bearish. As I've been saying for a long time now on the channel, we're forming lower highs, forming lower lows, breaking below support levels, rejecting from resistance levels, which is all bearish price structure. But remember, you can profit during bearish price action using things like short positions, for example, or you can simply just wait for lower prices to accumulate cheaper crypto assets. So bearish price action is not all bad if you actually know what you're doing and if you basically expect the bearish price action before it starts to play out. And once again, if you want to trade any of these moves in the price of any crypto, check out the links below this video to those exchanges if you want to claim those massive bonuses using those links. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.